welcome back to a brand new video and happy July. So it's a brand new month now, and it's kind of the last full month of my illustration degree, so I'm mainly going to be focusing on that in this video and for the rest of the month. I have to hand in an essay on the 31st, and then we have a presentation a couple of weeks later. And then in my planner here, I used the month page to track all of my social media things last month. And I've not done that before, but it worked really nicely. So I think I will set that up again this morning. And it was nice to see the things that I achieved. So I got 4 new reels, 4 long vlogs on YouTube, and then I did 4 stories sharing my YouTube, and then I did a few carousels and other things as well, which wasn't quite the amount I wanted, but so I might reduce that next month. And I wanted to focus on goals like this because I know these are things that I've got control of, rather than saying I want to get a certain number of followers or views. So that's a really great way to create your goals. So yeah, I'll fill in this page, and then I've kind of mapped out how I want to use the next few weeks. So this week is going to be focused on actually deciding my final outcomes for the degree. And I made this little mood board of most of the things I've made so far. This was right at the beginning, and then I did this map, and then I think it was this one about our old dog, and I made some kind of packaging and stationery, which I really enjoyed doing. And then I made a little comic, and then I did some stationery designs, and I think this was one of my favourites so far, along with these, because I really like making these cute characters, and it was fun to make the packaging as well. So yeah, so I need to decide, because I've kind of gone off into these 3D projects lately, and I feel like it's been a lot of experimenting and not enough final actual decisions and things. Because we were working on all of this last time. So yeah, this week I need to decide what I'm going to make and make a plan for it and the final designs all drawn out. And then next week I like to reach the word count of the essay that we have to do. And then the week after that I'm going to finish the illustrated outcomes. Then by the 21st of July, I'm going to be finishing the essay. So by the end of the week, I want that to be done. And then the next week I'll need to hand in the report. So then hopefully it'll be finished, and then I can actually spend the week making the portfolio, where we kind of have to put together all of this preparation, and then the week after that one, so 2 weeks later, we then have to present the portfolio as a presentation. And so I've left that week blanked so I can catch up a bit, and the week before that I need to be practicing the presentation. And then I'll be finished. So yeah, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks to go. Yeah, so today we're going to do some drawing in my sketchbook and hopefully on my iPad as well. First of all, I'm going to fill out the week and the month just to get my plans down on paper. Okay, I have finished writing out all my plans now. So for this month's spread, it is only for planning things I'm going to share online. And then I kind of looked at this one and saw how I didn't have time for certain things. And then I've adjusted it for this month. And the ones in green are going to be some old reels that I'm just going to repurpose as YouTube shorts. My plan is that I will just schedule them all in one go, and then that's just done and they'll be posting themselves throughout the month. And I'm going to do just one Instagram carousel a week rather than trying to do 2, because I didn't always have time for that. But then I do already have these reels ready, so that feels really nice. I can just post them every Friday. And then the blue ones here are these YouTube vlogs, so I'm hoping I can just keep that up. It's been going well so far. And then over on the weekly page, this is what I've done. So these are actually kind of got hourly slots along here, and in the past I was using it to like map out the time of the day. But I think I prefer to just have a list for the day and then see how it fits in. And I don't really need it for the days when I'm in work, because I just write my plans out in a different notebook at work. So I just use these top sections to say what type of day it is. And then on the art days like today, I write the things I'd like to get done. And then I've made a section here for tasks I'll do in the evenings. And I've also repeated the social media plans at the top there just to remind myself. So yeah, so we've done these 2 things already. I started this vlog and I've done all my planning for the week and the month ahead. So next, like I was saying, this week is going to be focused on getting my ideas actually just decided for what illustrations I'm going to make and what products they'll be. So today I'd like to draw out those ideas in my sketchbook, and then there's this 3D software that I want to try. It's going to be like how I made these in the clay. So then I'll kind of compare the polymer clay, the air dry clay, and then make one in 3D software, which I'll be able to print as well. And and then that'll be a nice thing to put in my portfolio to compare those. And then I've not really done Procreate drawing for a while, so I want to kind of get back into that. Oops. You stay there. And maybe watch some tutorials to help me with that. And then I need to post my Instagram carousel, and then there's just a couple of chores to do in the evening. So let's do some drawing. This sketchbook is actually almost finished, so I'm thinking once I'm done with the master's degree, I'll probably film a sketchbook tour video. So that'll probably be coming out in a month or two. But yeah, let's do these ideas now. Okay, it is a bit later on now, and I've been doing these sketches in my sketchbook. So I'm thinking this will be the final group of characters. I've tried to make quite a range of like different shapes and kind of types of creature. So I actually got up the characters that I made before the master's degree started, so a couple of years ago now. And I was kind of making them all based on the same like body shape, and then they were just different animals, and you could kind of only see that through the different head types. Yeah, so I wanted to make something a bit more playful, and kind of like, I've been thinking about the idea of nonsense and just having things that don't quite make sense. So like this snail he likes to wear hats and just really silly stuff like that. Yeah, so I'm happy with the idea of it, but I'm still questioning how to draw them all exactly. So I was playing with that a bit more here, and like whether to have the head separately or make it kind of part of the body, because, you know, with this MA it's about the research and the theory as well, so I've been trying to think what does make it cute or not. Yeah, so I've got this really nice book that I was looking at as well, because I really love these characters. The Sumiko Gurashi by Sanex, because they make Rilakuma as well, and I just love how they've got this just like one shape for their entire head and body. But then it's so tricky because I don't want to just look like I'm ripping this off, so I need to find some way of doing it in my own style. And with those, they're like all based on the same body shapes, like how I was doing here, but there's kind of some variety in them. But then with like Pusheen and Rilakuma, they're all slightly different within like the other characters that go with them, and the Moomins as well. So I think they've got that kind of vibe of being just like these strange creatures that don't quite make sense together. Yeah, and then so I was thinking those would be 3D items that you could collect, and then for the side that could be affirmation cards, I thought they could kind of look vaguely like Pokemon cards, which I don't know a lot about, but I thought it would be fun to have like a different variation of each character in a series, and then there's an affirmation underneath, and that would just be like another item to collect. And then there would be some stickers and notebooks, and this is just for what I want to kind of present as a final idea of a collection for this module. So hopefully in the future there'd be even more different things to accompany each character, and then there could be different kind of themes, like, you know, a Halloween theme or a winter theme, and just showing them in different situations. So the next thing actually is I need to work out, like, after I've decided if the shapes are like this or like this, I need to see how they might actually look from different angles and in different background scenes. So yeah, there's still quite a bit to work out before it can all be finished. And then what might help to see them in different angles as well is I want to experiment with Nomad Sculpt, where you can, it's like a digital 3D software on the iPad. So I'm going to play with that this week. And then I was just messing around with another idea, like rather than basing all the characters on people or animals, and it's like a typical like kawaii thing to just apply a face to kind of inanimate objects and household things. So I was just seeing how I could think of household objects as characters, but I didn't really like that many of them. I think the lamps are probably the best ones. So yeah, I am going to keep playing with this for the rest of the day, maybe get to Nomad Sculpt, and then I will check in again on Thursday. Hello everyone, it is now later on Thursday and I've actually spent most of the day doing some drawing, which feels really nice. So I feel like I've kind of had a little bit of a breakthrough on my character designs, because I was doing this on Tuesday. So yeah, I did a few more like rough doodles in this small book, and just thinking of variations on the character shapes I had before. Yeah, so I'm feeling really happy with these ones. And then while I'm drawing them, I was kind of thinking of how they can be 3D. So I was trying not to put too many like parts sticking out or anything. Yeah, and so later on today I'm going to try to sculpt them digitally in Nomad. So we'll have a go at that. And possibly in Procreate as well. Yeah, so that's where I'm at. And I remembered I kind of prepared these tiny canvases, so I thought it might be fun to use some like nice solid colours, just to get the different shapes of the characters and layer that up kind of without outlines, so just the flat colours, and that might look cute. I'd also done some collage, but I'm not really sure what to do with these now. So that was going to be a bunny character, but I've not really done any in that shape now, like with the long ears, because I'm keeping those parts quite small. Yeah. But the plan for the rest of today, I'm going to go and do some chores now so that they're all out of the way, and we need to have dinner early because my boyfriend's got a band practice. So then I'll get all of that done and I won't have to worry about it in the evening, and I'm going to try to do some more creative things this evening since I'll just have the evening to myself. And then I'm also going to try to continue this into Saturday. So that's how I planned it out this week, because usually I just do these 2 days, but I'm hoping throughout July I can use one weekend day to focus on my art projects as well. So yeah, I'll see you later to try out Nomad. It is the evening now and I'm back at my desk. So I found this tutorial for Nomad Sculpt by Dave Reed. So that's just one of the ones that came up at the top. So I'm going to try that one. And yeah, in case you didn't know, it looks like this, the logo. So it's just a program that you get on a tablet. It might be available on desktop as well, but I'm not sure. So yeah, and so for reference, this is actually a little experiment I did I think a few months ago, without looking at a tutorial. So that's what I managed to do. But yeah, I think a tutorial will help a lot, and just to know what all these tools do. So yeah, I am going to do that now. I'm in my dramas. And I'll show you what I managed to create. Okay, so it has been about an hour and a half and I managed to make this little bear, which is using my drawing from earlier as a reference. Yeah, it was a really good tutorial and now I feel better about trying some more. But I am gonna go to bed now and I'll speak again on Saturday. Hi everyone, it is now Sunday. I decided to have a day off yesterday instead, and so I'm gonna continue with these character designs today. So the plan is to just finish off a bit of video editing, and then I'm gonna draw out kind of just a few of these, which are gonna be the final set of characters to be part of my degree coursework. And I also want to try drawing them on my iPad in Procreate and also in Illustrator. And then you saw the bear that I made in Nomad, so I'd like to make one of these little girl characters in Nomad as well and see how that goes. And yeah, and then I just basically need to make a plan of like what the products are going to be as well, and which ones I'll actually make into completed items, because it's okay to just show like a plan of what you might make, but I think I need to make at least 2 or 3 that are finished. And it includes things like, you know, having a box for the figurines as well, so I need to design that packaging and just consider how I can fit that into the time I've got left. Yeah, so I'm going to do that, and I need to kind of revisit the research question that I set myself at the start, and just check that I can kind of explain how it is fitting with what I intended it to do. Yeah, so that is the plan for today.